Welcome back to our TA video. I'll be going over some names I'm looking at for this week, and let's get right to it. So first off, we are going to be looking at Qs, but I really want to show this tech sector ETF XLK first before I say anything about Qs. Is all I'm saying, or I'm going to be just deleting these drawings to get a better picture of what I'm really looking at. Price was consolidating here for over a month, I believe. So over for 50 days, for 43 days before we saw that breakdown happen. And now we're seeing price action actually retest that level. And we do see price actually respecting that previous level, like I've mentioned. So what I'm trying to say is since we did see that ugly sell-off, this could be just a counter trend rally. And we could actually see lower levels soon if we don't conquer above 144 soon in this ETF, okay? So with that being said, we're going to go right into Qs. And like I mentioned on yesterday's video, I did expect for Qs to at least retest this 613 level, which played out perfectly. And right now, I did say that 613, 615 is going to be a level to watch out for since we are approaching that 21 EMA on the daily. And this is all I'm going to be really looking at for this week, for the rest of the week, is if we could close above the 21 EMA, that's going to be a green flag for me. But as of right now, I'm still holding some red flags next to me just in case we see this as a lower high being established. Lower high being established and we head on lower. And maybe you see that double bottom play out. But as of right now, trend is still bearish. And I just said it's going to be a tricky week because we did break down pretty bad last week. And now we're seeing that counter trend rally take place. Again, I've said many times, I would say I am bullish above 613 because it is a big level to watch out for. But again, I'm still being cautious around here. And yeah, so we're gonna move on to Qs. To the next ETF. But all I'm saying is watch out for the 21 EMA, see how sellers step up here. But even if we cross back down below 613, I'd be very cautious. And we could definitely see a revisit back to 600 or even this previous low around 595, okay? And yeah, so all I'm really going to say is just look out for 613, 615, and 21 EMA. But again, just use this 613 with a grain of salt, okay? We're going to move on to DIA. Again, like I mentioned, if you guys missed out on the move, and I know a lot of people did miss the move, like I said many times, I'm going to wait for price to I'm sorry. Like I said, price could keep on going higher, and I'm not going to chase this move. I'm going to wait for price to at least retest his previous breakout level, which is 496.5, and that's all I'm going to be really looking at. So this could be all noise, and yeah, all I'm saying is I want to see price retest this level. I want to see at least a daily candle wick or some sort of consolidation before we continue up higher. But again, if we do break below 496, this could be a fake breakout, and we continue on. I'm not continue on because it's been a bullish trend, but maybe this could be a fake breakout, and we could head down. Okay. Again, that is it for DIA. Just watch out for this retest, or if not, we're going to see that more bullish continuation with this ETF. Actually, just to make it clear, there is no signs of any reversal. But again, I'm not going to play or chase this move already since I literally grabbed the bottom here, and it's already been a 2% move, and that's a good move as a day trader. And yeah, we're going to move on to SPY again, make it real short. Again, I've mentioned many times above 490, we can see 700, and I did say just watch out for this level around 495, which could act as resistance, and obviously we do see that resistance playing out here on the daily time frame, okay? Like again, there's just so many wicks and previous tops here. I'll just be really cautious with SPY. It's just a very volatile name. It's super choppy, and just be cautious, right? But again, 490 is the real level to watch out for. And if we start to see price break back below 490, that could be another signal to start playing puts intraday, okay? And we're gonna move on to the names now, which is we're going to start off with AVGO, which is a name that I did call out in yesterday's video. Again, so I did say we're forming this falling wedge on the daily. Price did break out on the 4-hour time frame. If you look here, even the 5-minute, You can clearly see that 340 level played out perfectly. I did mention yesterday that above 340, 345, you could definitely see move to 359. And yeah, that is literally the play. So as long as we're still above that on the daily or even the 4-hour, I expect AVG to continue to break out and even head to 359 and 381. Again, if we start to see price break back below 340 and enter back this chop box, I am not interested. And again, I am not swinging any of these contracts that I've been playing. So really, it's all been day trades. And yeah, okay, we're gonna move on to the next name that I recently called out from yesterday's video, which is NVIDIA. I don't know why the hell this level is such a crazy level, which is 193. Another rejection here on the daily time frame, and believe it or not, we are still in this very tight triangle that I made literally I don't think I did in yesterday's video, but I just drew it, and it's just been, prices has been very choppy around this 185 to 183, but I did call out, if you hold above 185, you could definitely see move to 193 to 195.9, and if you look here on the 5-minute time frame, you did retest a level real fast. I think I was looking at the 2-minute time frame. Oh no, we actually just skyrocketed. But yeah, I said, yeah, we crossed above 185. That could have been your trigger, and you definitely saw that breakout play out, and you got that rejection into NVIDIA. Okay. Again, like I've been saying, is just pay attention to NVIDIA above 185, and again, my real play is really above $200, where you could definitely see a bigger breakout to roughly 210, 220, and that's where you could really start to see NVIDIA really start to carry the market again like it used to. Okay, we're going to move on to the name. So again, just really quick, just hold above 185 to see more bullish breakout. But again, really keep that eye on that 193 level, because that has been a level of resistance. Okay, we're going to move on to the next name, which is Tesla, a name that I did call out in yesterday's video as well. And you guys go back to my video, I said we could possibly see that retest back up to 420. And look what's playing out right now. We actually formed a little double top here on the 5-minute time frame. 15 time frame and the 5-minute time frame. You guys can clearly see it at that 420 level. These levels do not lie, guys. But again, if you guys literally look at my last video, I said we could see that rejection play out, maybe fall down a little bit lower, and then you could start to see price consolidate, then we start to break out, right? But again, all I'm really looking at for Tesla is we break above 420, okay? And yeah, that is literally what I'm looking at for Tesla is above 420. But again, if we start to see some sellers step in with the overall market, this could potentially be a put play. We could play puts right here and play the downside here. But again, I think that's for more experienced traders. Definitely, I'm just going to wait patiently for price to break above 420 to see that potential breakout on the daily and 4-hour time frame. And again, if you guys mark this trend line has been a great level of resistance. Again, I've mentioned this in yesterday's video, is we see multiple rejections here, literally rejections here. So if we really see Tesla break out here, we could definitely see a strong rally here, okay? And again, the real play for me is above 420 to see it move back up to 440 to 450. And again, you could definitely see a possible inverse head and shoulders in the near future if this does play out. And 450 is the main level to watch out for Tesla, okay? And again, yeah, I'm going to say it again, is watch out for that 420 level, okay? We're going to move on to the next name that I called out in yesterday's video, and it is Meta. Okay, if you guys look back at my last week's video, I did mention that we could possibly see that price retest that the EMAs, and look what happened. Price obviously saw that retest, and now in yesterday's video I did say if you could break above and hold above 675, which is this prior neckline, I do think you could see that retest back up to previous high at 740. And again, look how price closed above on the daily time frame. We did manage to close above the 80 EMA on the daily time frame, which could be a great sign for bulls. Again, you did form this indecisive candle, which could act as a reversal candle on the daily time frame. Okay, and all I'm really gonna say is my same play is 670 above 675. You could definitely see a retest back up to 741, Again, in I did play Meta at 660 today, and we got that little reversal today. But again, if you look here on the 1 hour or 2 hour time frame, we are kind of forming this U-shaped reversal. So definitely keep an eye on a potential handle here on Tuesday or Wednesday to see if that does play out, and we continue to reverse back up for Meta. Okay, so again, I'll say it again. Wait above 675. Hold above 675 to see a move back up to 741, and because trend is still bullish on the weekly time frame. We're still forming these higher lows. Definitely pay attention to the way. Pay attention how the weekly EMA is going to play a part of this name, because if we start to see these EMAs cross on the weekly time frame, it could act as a buy indicator, and we've seen this multiple times. We've seen this 8 EMA, the 8 EMA and the 21 EMA crossing over, which signal a buy signal. If you look down here, the last buy signal was here all the way down to $136, and we saw that play out perfectly, okay? And yeah, guys, that is it for Meta. So again, above 675, I am bullish. And again, below 650, that's where things could get really scary for Meta. And that is pretty much it. But I want to go over the name that I did call out that we could see some price congestion. And right now we are seeing that play out for Apple right now. I did say that 680 level could act as resistance. We're definitely seeing that play out so far. This is not bearish at all. I'm just saying I just want to see at least price head down to the EMAs, the 8, right, or the 21 EMA on the daily time frame, and continue back up higher. But then again, if you break back below 265, that's where things could get scared, because this was a previous bottom. And yeah, okay. So again, just watch out for Apple. If we do retest that 265, I do have my alert here at 265 to see a potential reversal on any moment on the 4 hour or daily time frame. Okay. One more stock before we head out, which is going to be Microsoft. Well, actually, we got two more names. Actually, I apologize. So Microsoft, is respecting this trend line. I did mention it in the previous video. I said watch out for Microsoft around that 496, 492, and look exactly what happened. We are seeing that little bounce play out, which has been a 4.9, roughly a 5% bounce. Again, this could be a good buying opportunity for any long-term investor, in my opinion, and always to do your own diligence. But again, so my safety net is going to be right here, these April tariff highs. But if you really start to crack below 392, that's where things could get really scary, because you could definitely revisit these lows, which was April lows. April tariff lows, which was last year. Again, definitely do your own due diligence with this name. But I did manage to scoop up some shorter dated contracts in March, and I already pretty much scaled out of that position. And we're going to move on to the next name, which is pretty quick. So again, trend is still bearish, and this is just more of like a long-term buy, in my opinion. This is a name that you kind of just don't want to look short-term, in my opinion, because this has a long ways to go before you really bottom on the daily time frame, in my opinion. Okay, we're going to move on to the last sectors to really pay attention to, which is going to be XLF. I did call out that we could see that potential, reversal above that 54.17 level. And you know what? Now I'm starting to see some red flags a little bit. Price is kind of in this channel. It's an obvious channel here on the daily time frame. So all I'm going to really point out is if we break back below 53.43, that could be a bear flag play where we see this, this could potentially be a dead count bounce. And, we see price start to crack down and we head down lower. And that's where you could see that possible double bottom here on the daily time frame. All I'm saying is definitely just keep an eye on this ETF if we start to see price break below this trend line. And yeah, okay. We're going to move on to the next sector, which is XLE. Again, XLE has been, on a tear recently. All I'm going to say is just watch out for price to digest, because if we see that play out, we could definitely see it move back down. A retest back down to $47 since price is overbought and is forming a bearish divergence on the daily. Okay, we're going to move on to another name just to watch out for is Consumer Staples. Consumer Staples, I did say that we could pay attention if we do start to see price digest or consolidate. And I did mention XLP and XLE to watch out for because these are defensive sectors. And if these defensive sectors start to cool off, we can start to see money rotate into other risk on ETFs. Okay, and that is pretty much it. So again, pay attention to XLK, QQQ around this levels for tech. And yeah, guys, I hope you guys like this video. Drop a like and a comment. And yeah, have a good one. Peace.